A ship and a wheel. A ship and a wheel. One cannot exist without the other. Let me explain. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, what in the world is this guy talking about? A ship and a wheel. How can you have one without the other? Well, let me explain. A ship needs a wheel to steer it. Without a wheel, the ship will just go around in circles. But a wheel also needs a ship to keep it from going off course. You see, a wheel on its own will just fall over. Now, you're probably thinking, that's all well and good, but what about boats? You see, this is where it gets tricky. Because a boat doesn't need a wheel to steer it. A boat can be steered with a rudder. In fact, adding a wheel to a boat would just make it harder to steer. Can you imagine trying to steer this thing with a giant wheel? It'd be impossible. Of course, there are some boats that do have wheels, like this one. But these are special boats. They're designed to be able to steer with a wheel, and then they still use a rudder to help them steer. You see, a wheel on a boat is like a fish out of water. It's just not meant to be there. The water is too slippery for the wheel to grip onto. So it just spins around in circles. That's why ships need something solid to steer them. Like a rudder. But don't worry, I'm not going to leave you hanging. There are actually some ships that don't need a wheel to steer them either. These ships are steered with a joystick. Now, you're probably thinking, that's cheating. But it's not. These ships are designed to be able to steer with a joystick. In fact, adding a wheel to these ships would just make it harder to steer. These ships are like bikes. To steer a bike, you need to lean. If you try to steer a bike with your hands, you'll just end up crashing. These ships work the same way. Leaning into the turn makes the ship go. That way. So what's the point of this video? What am I trying to say? I guess the point is that sometimes things need other things to help them out. A ship needs a wheel to steer it, but a wheel also needs a ship to keep it from going off course. We all need each other's help sometimes. Even ships and wheels. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching.